you listening to people that are complaining about the government and complaining about how they don't have money and complaining about their boss? Or are you surrounding yourself with people that are talking about, the next boom? Something awesome that I found for myself was when I was jumping inside my truck or in my car and I was getting from A to B. It's so easy just to switch off and listen to the radio and listen to crap. But now I've sort of got into this habit where I turn on a podcast or I'll listen to some audiobook, I'll listen to something informative. And it's crazy, like those little things that you do, they all compound up. And it might be 15 minutes a day, and 15 minutes over the week can turn into a couple of hours of informative stuff that you can learn. I'll put on a podcast and I'll listen to stuff about marketing. I'll put on a audiobook and listen to books while I'm reading. And it's crazy when you still might be driving the car and switch off, but every now and again I'll grab a little nugget. And I'll grab a little nugget, and those little nuggets get put into a jar, and they all compound up inside you. And it's the same with your environment. People that you're hanging around, it's kind of like listening to the radio. Are you listening to people that are complaining about the government and complaining about how they don't have money and complaining about their boss? Or are you surrounding yourself with people that are talking about, the next boom? Talking about where's a good area to buy real estate? What's the next business idea? It's really important that you start to become aware of what you're surrounding yourself with, the type of information that you're consuming, because whether you're conscious about it or not, you're actually like a sponge and you just start to soak up all this information and feedback that's going around you. And so that's something that I really am aware of now. Is the second I get into the car, it's like, what am I going to fill this sponge with? What do I want to learn today? And it could be all different things that you look at your life. It might be if you're lacking in money, well then you put on podcasts about how to invest. If you're lacking spiritually, well, you'd find a podcast about spirituality and different ways to change your mindset. It might be about learning a new skill. There's heaps of things out there. We're living in an age of information. All this stuff is available to us for free. Like the amount of stuff you could get online and start learning today, tonight, tomorrow is crazy. The sky's the limit. And so do you want to be in a situation where you get to 45 or 55 years old and look back and go, oh, wow, what was I doing all that time? I was switched off, I was asleep at the wheel when I could have been learning this. And it's crazy if you were to pinpoint where you are now, taking that step right now, that tiny little 1 degree off course where you start to listen to podcasts and not listen to the radio, start to hang out with better people, and you watch where that ends up in 45 years or 20 years or 10 years. It's a completely different direction. Start to pay attention to what you're listening to. It'll change your life.